the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Egg, and then they get a big time game like Tennessee coming home, and we saw the best version that we might see all season. Like, they might build off that and keep going, but everything doesn't always go according to plan. And I think when you're at home, I think it's just it does more times than not. So I can't pick against Tennessee at home.
Okay.
But we'll keep it in the SEC with the Florida Gators, which I feel like this has become a rivalry in recent years. We got Florida at Kentucky, and Kentucky is a 3-point favorite in this one. And I was a little surprised to see Kentucky as the favorite. How do you see this game going?
I'm not surprised with the favorite because they're at home. But I will say for this one, this is my road dog of the week, Matt Green.
Dog. Are you doing something right now? Are you starting something?
No, I just want to say this is my road dog. When I was going through who do I like the most in our slate, the most on the road, I like Florida the most on the road here. +3, I think Florida wins outright, and I'll get a score in a second. So I think Kentucky's a house of cards. Part of the Kentucky problem is one of the smart things that they do is they schedule just nobody to open every year. They just build up these fake wins.
Those 4 wins or 3 wins, I guess.
And then everyone's like, oh, Kentucky this year. Like, it's a great strategy because they're always
That's how I feel about Ole Miss. The same.
Well, here's the problem with that. Eventually you're going to run in and eventually you're going to get exposed. And we saw that in the middle of group of the year with Kentucky last year, where you didn't like it and they went to Ole Miss and they lost that one in really chaotic fashion. But like this one in particular, you got the Gators this week, the Dogs next week, the Vols right after that. Then you're at Mississippi State, where the home team wins that series every single year. You're looking at a 4-game skid here potentially for Kentucky, because I don't think they're going to be favored in another game after this one for a little bit. But they're 8th in the conference in passing offense. Like, Devin Leary has quietly just not been very good for Kentucky. It's been kind of a bust to this point. Liam Cohen coming back, maybe that would get this offense going, but maybe there were more issues than just Rich Scangarello and Kentucky being a competent, efficient, good offense. Because like there's a lot of talent at wideout. There's talent at running back. There's Devin Leary. We've seen him play a lot better at NC State. They're 10th in long scrimmage plays in the conference. Like, you go through it, the Gators are better everywhere. Like everywhere, Matt Green. I don't see one area where like Kentucky fans can point to and say, we can win here. We're better here. And this was a rivalry that Florida owned for decades until the last couple of years. And a lot of that's just better players. And the players are better again this year. I think Florida has gotten better as the season's gone along. I don't know what this means, because you're looking at home losses against Tennessee and Florida, and with Georgia smacked in the middle there. They're the worst red zone team in the conference. That doesn't spell well for the Kentucky Wildcats as they enter conference play. The biggest thing too, Trace Terrell, who covers Kentucky, he posted this on Twitter that I thought was interesting. Through the first 3 games at Kentucky, Will Levis in 2021, he was 51 at 79, 800 pass yards, 7 TDs, 4 picks. 2022, Will Levis, 61 of 91, 882 pass yards, 6 TDs, 4 picks. Devin Leary, 2023, 58 of 94, 855 passing yards, 8 TDs, 3 picks. It's basically the same thing. It's not like there's this new explosion. Like, there's still the Stoops factor hanging over this offense, not to the same degree that Kirk Ferentz and the Ferentz family is looming over the Iowa offense. But I just don't think it's coming. I don't think you're going to see this like elite, over the top, doing a lot of fun stuff on offense with Kentucky. And I think this is more of a 7-5 team than people think to this point. And I think that's where we're headed. And I think this is the first one where like, whoa, Kentucky might have some real problems as they look at the schedule the rest of the way. I don't know about you if you agree, but I'm going to say Florida 30. I'm going to say Florida 30, Kentucky 24.
All right, taking the Gators. I still don't know what to make of either of these teams, to be honest. Like, who's the real Florida? Like the team that had 13 rushing yards or something against Utah, or the one that ran all over Tennessee? It felt like that Tennessee game just kind of went perfectly according to plan. And I don't think Florida's that team that can just bring it every single week. And if there's one thing Kentucky can point to, like, whatever you can take out of those first 4 games, because they have won them all handedly, is that they have been good at stopping the run. So, I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to is if Florida can't run on Kentucky, then I don't think they can win this game. I don't think they can go on the road and beat Kentucky. So I think we are all kind of sleeping on Kentucky. And I think you're right. Devin Leary hasn't looked great so far, but I don't think we really know what they are yet. And I think I'm kind of thinking Florida's a pretender more than anything. And I think going on the road, I think you have to be a good team to go on the road and win. And I think Kentucky's going to get this done. So what was the score I wrote down? I'm thinking like 24-20. Kentucky wins this one. So yeah, give me the Wildcats to get it done at home, set up a big time 7:00 ESPN game at Georgia next week.
You think that's gonna be a night game next week?
Yeah, they already announced it. It's the 7:00 ESPN, Georgia, Kentucky.
Okay, Georgia get a night home SEC game.
Yeah, I want to say, what is Alabama A&M next week? That might be the 3:30 SEC game. Yeah, I guess they're just trying to unload all these all these night games on Georgia after all the years of complaining.
Where are we going next, Matt Green?
Let's see. Where are we going next? Let's stay in the SEC. We got 7 SEC games this week. They're not all on our pick'em, but this is one of the few weeks where every SEC team is playing an SEC team. No bye weeks. We got LSU and Ole Miss. I was told this is called the Magnolia Bowl, and Ole Miss is a 2.5 point home dog in this one. And I'll let you start. Tell me what you think about this game. Which way? I think
they just started calling the Magnolia Bowl recently, right? Wasn't it? It's not always been that. It's a new development.
Is that right? Makes sense because I'd never heard of it before until yesterday.
I'm curious how Ole Miss responds. Like, this is a